Αυτό είναι το podcast του Βαγγέλη για τα κινούμενα σχέδια, του Βαγγέλη του ψευδού και όχι του ψελού της γνωστής βυζαντινής οικογένειας. Και το επεισόδιο αρχίζει τώρα. Welcome everyone and thank you for being here with us. I am with Richard Hardrick. He is a friend and musician from Chile, but he lives in France. Am I right? And you're in France right now.
Yes, in France, the south of France.
We collaborate, we work together in the Saving Shakespeare project, but before we talk about this and other things, Richard, why don't you tell us a few things about yourself? What do you do? How can someone find your work, etc.?
Hello to everyone, and hello, Vangelis. How are you? Well, my name is not Richard Hardrick. That is my nickname. Yeah, because my name is it's difficult to say for French people. It's a Spanish name. It's Richard Núñez. So they cannot say Núñez.
Okay.
So it's not for that I changed it, but it's like my artistic name. Everyone know me by my nickname of Hardrick, but I have to say my real name is Núñez. It's not easy to say for French people. Well, yes, that's true. I am a film music composer. I don't consider myself a musician, as you say, because it's not the same job, it's not the same objective, and it's not the same skills, of course, because when you're a musician, you really need to know how to play one instrument. And I say one, and it's one or maybe two instruments. But when you are a composer, you can stop to make music. It's the opposite, you know. You don't care the instrument. You just are all day making music. Just you see a table and start to a chair and tan, a glass and tin. And your brain is all day in that process of creating music and making music. You start the day singing about like in a movie. Oh, how beautiful is the day! But that is the thing. It's not the same. People, of course, they don't need to know what is the difference between a musician and a composer. And there is a lot of musicians that in some moment they compose, but the goal is not the same. And again, the objective is the same. Even if I can play a lot, not a lot, but a few instruments, I play really bad compared to a professional musician, you know. When I play with friends, they say, "Oh, you play nice." But if I play, no, I don't play with professional musicians. They're very good. They say, "Okay, you play this very well." I don't. But I can create music. I can create music that I cannot play. You know, for example, maybe we can talk later about that. For example, regional music from a specific part of the world. I don't know, music from China or one South American country. You know, I cannot play all the instruments. If a director say, "Okay, this is the scene," and I see a samurai with a Japanese sword, a katana, I want music with a koto. Koto is an instrument, Japanese, okay, and string instrument. I cannot play a koto, but I know how it works, so I can, I don't know, take the guitar and make the sounds and respect the tessiture of the instrument, with the length of the sound. And I think that is the important thing. We must know how it works, the instrument, what the instrument can do. For example, I want a flute in this part, and I want the flute make like blah blah blah. I said, wait, flutes make, it's a high pitch, it's not a low pitch. So why don't use a tuba? Or so the knowledge of how the instruments sound and what is the instrument who can represent the voice of the character or the voice of the scene or what the directors want. I think that is the important thing, to know how these guys, I say, the instruments, how they work and what they how is the voice of that you need for that.
So you are a composer, not a musician.
Yes, not a musician. maybe both. You know, I play too, but it's not. I don't feel
Just joking,
comfortable
okay.
with myself saying that I am a musician. You know, no. I know musicians, and it's different. Music music is, I think, is something very important for humankind. You know, we cannot live without music, because it's something that is super expressive and it's super complicated, but it's super easy to do. You just need to clap and you are making music, you know. So it's there for everyone. Every people can do music, and at the same time, when you say, okay, I'm going to play an instrument, the things change in that moment. You need compromise. You need really love the instrument that you're going to play, because it hurts. If you see the hands of a professional pianist, you're going to see pain in that hands. You know, the fingers are not in the same shape that normal people. People who play guitar or bass guitar or violin, if you see the tip of the fingers, they are almost
They're
flat.
destroyed.
That is the truth, you know. It's like a sport. It's the same thing. You need compromise. You need to do it every day, at least 1 hour every day. So I don't have that compromise, you know, to play every day the instrument, because I don't need it. I cannot play all the instruments of the world. So of course I play instruments, but just to create music, not with the objective of be better in the execution of the instruments. You know, you understand that, because you make draws and you are a painter, so you know what it means when
I'm
you
not a painter,
say.
I'm an animator. It's a different thing too.
And then, yeah, but you paint too. I see some paints of you, and they are very nice. And
They're awful.
making caricaturistic things, you are awesome. So we all have this biggest part of the art in ourselves. We're not just a film music composer or just an animator or a film director of animation movies. No, we are artists, and art is a little more global than what ourselves or people say what we are. That is why I say I'm not a musician, just a composer. Is not the same. With all the respect that the word musician means for me.
Okay, and how can someone find you on the web or anywhere else? How can someone listen to your music? Where?
Yeah, it's I think like all people who make music is very public. You know, you just search for Richard Hardrick, and you will see my web page or some things in YouTube, or I don't know, or Spotify, Tidal, Amazon Music, whatever. You know, but Richard Hardrick, I think I am the first one in the search when you type Richard Hardrick. Is me? I am the first person to appear in the search of Google.
So let's move now to Saving Shakespeare.
Oh, nice.
First of all, I would like your opinion about the concept in general, and then, without giving us spoilers, what do you have in mind to do with it?
Nice. Well, I think because people doesn't know how directors work with us, the composers, when they want the music. So in general, we get the script, and there is some directors who are very specific about what they want. In that part, I want something like that piece of music. You have to read this book and watch this film to get the textures of the things. Please, it's very specific. with another directors, like you, for example, it's just more open. And music here, sad music, happy music, and that is it's awesome, it's great, but it's challenging too, because you have to imagine what he wants. So
You are in charge now.
yeah, I think both works, both concepts work very well, because I worked with these two kind of directors, and for me it's the same. But I think the important thing is to get what that specific part of the movie or the short film wants to show. That is the important thing. Know what you have in mind, because sometimes you have an idea and it's not the right idea. This is like so as I write music fast, I managed to make two or three pieces of music for one specific scene, and then I let it away and I move to another thing, and then I return 1 or 2 days later. I return and I watch what it works better. And if sometimes of course I make mistakes, because even if I understood everything what the director wants, it's not my vision, it's not my idea. I cannot get inside of the head of the director. So maybe I send one and I send the another, and for me option 1 is like, this is the best, and option B is like, I don't know. And sometimes I get the opposite return. It's like, oh, the second option is like great, and the first one, no, it's like. So even if I think I nail it, no. So that is part of the process. You cannot be like, oh yeah, I have the answers for all the questions. No, it's not like that. You're jungle with emotions. And again, even if music, we because music is a language, so the words are already set up, and you just have to transcribe the emotions into music. Sometimes what the director have in her mind is difficult to catch, So for me, I think, again, as I write music in a fast way, for me it's easier to send 2 takes, not one, and give you the problem. You can choose right now, not me. But Shakespeare, without giving spoilers, is a very beautiful story, and of course, I think there is a lot of story behind the life of William Shakespeare, but I think I'm not going to say spoilers, but not about the people around Shakespeare. And I think this is why this story is different, because it's telling you the perspective of the friends of William Shakespeare, his wife, the little girls. So that elements, we are not used to get that part of his life. And I think that is very important to understand that even if he was a huge person in the history of the humankind, he was not alone, mm-hmm. Because we are not alone in the jungle. We all have people behind or beside or in front. So I think it's very important to show the people that he was not alone in this path that he took.
Now let's move to another subject. Relevant, but another subject. Let's talk about music in animation in general. What is your perspective? And I think that you have also something interesting to say regarding what we discussed a little minutes ago.
Yeah, I think that there is there is a lot of things about music in general, not just in anime, in movies, in TV series, and in general in music that you can listen in the radio. the industry change, and I say it in that way because that is the way that it is. It's the industry. The music is an industry, of course. So we cannot stay apart of that world. It's an industry, and we must evolve with that. We cannot stay focusing on how things used to be because it changed. I will give you an example, and maybe people that it is watching right now, they will understand what I'm saying. For example, 20 years ago, if you go inside a car and you try to open your window, you have to do it manually. After that, just a button and voila, the problem is solved. And right now, it is impossible to find a car going outside from the factory with a manual window. No, the standard right now is the button. It's electric thing, easy. So music in general, it changed, and music in the animation, it changed a lot too. For example, 10 years ago, 12 years ago, when you watch a cartoon or when you watch a TV series of anime films, we get used to the intro music of the theme of it was a short piece of music, and if it has words, if it has a voice, the lyrics were about the story of the Scooby-Doo, something like that. Related, that you cannot forget what you are talking about. It's the music of the animation was specific for that. And right now things change. Right now it's not like that. Right now, the music of the animation films or series is not called anymore the intro. Right now it's called the opening. It's the opening and the ending at the end, of course. And the different thing is that it is just music. It is music that could be or not related with the story, but it works in the sense that it has the same, I will say, spirit of the story. If you have this epic story, you can put I don't know, a very epic band for the intro, and it works with a lot. You see right now, I think from the last 8 years, it is impossible to find an intro. Right now, you just have openings, and that changed the game a lot, because right now it means that the music can move people to the story, because right now people don't watch TV. Right now people watch YouTube. YouTube is the biggest chain of content in the world, right? 10 years ago, it used to be the television. People watch television. Right now, people watch YouTube. There's a lot of studies and statistics about that. I'm not it's not a lie. So people search video music and search content and different things, but they are not looking specific for a animation series. But if they get the music and the music is the opening of a series, they go to watch the series. So music, right now, music is moving people to watch the series, and 10 years ago was the opposite. The series that you watch in the TV, if you like it, the music of the series, you were forced to search for the music and learn who was the composer, and it was difficult to find the music. It was not easy. But right now it's easy. Everything is easy. So that changed a lot. And what we were talking about, what I say that it creates a problem too, that because you can see right now, and not only in animation, but in films in general, when you watch a movie or a TV series or whatever, you will notice that there is a lot of music who looks like or sounds like another music. Sounds like Hans Zimmer, for example, the music of Interstellar. It was copied. It's incredible. I every time I see a documentary film, there is in some moments, some parts of the pieces that Hans Zimmer created for Interstellar or Batman. But the thing is understandable, but it's problematic. That is the two parts of this equation. In one hand, of course, if you put music that the director thinks that if you put music that it is proof that people like, because people like interstellar music, I'm not inventing the wheel right now. Directors thinks that okay, this music is going to work because people like it. Okay, so we can do something who looks like that music. But what they are not considering is that they are putting their piece, that it maybe is their masterpiece, in second terms. Because right now the important thing is not your movie, is what people is thinking. And what people is thinking about this music looks like the music of Interstellar. So right now people is thinking, that happens in the moment that people is watching your show, okay? So people is watching your show and thinking, it looks like the music of Interstellar. And right now your brain is remember Interstellar movie, and your focus is
off,
ended. It's kaput. Finish it. So that is the thing. Of course, it is a sure deal. I will get the music like Hans Zimmer. Okay, of course. But in the other hand, you are resting value to your own show, because people is not watching it anymore. People is thinking about other things. So it's sad and problematic, and it cuts to the creativity of composers, because you are forced to copy. It's not like we cannot do, because people think, all the composers do the same thing. They are all copying Hans Zimmer. It's not like that. We just do what directors tell us to do. We don't make things like, okay, this I have this idea for. Then it's not like that. Yeah, maybe with some directors, yes, because they trust in you and they know that you are not going to give a copy of something. But other people, the people that is not in the industry, they think that composers they don't have ideas, and it's not like that. Sometimes we are forced to make something who is very, very, very look alike something. Okay, this is called temp music. Okay, this is music that directors use when they are creating the story, and then when they pass the script to the composers, they say, okay, this is the music I was listening when I was creating that part. But it doesn't have to be
the same.
A copy, But
the same goes for animation too. What does the industry wants these days? This kind of cartoons. So we will do this kind of cartoons. So you lose in authenticity.
Exactly, and you lose creativity, and you lose a different point of view of things, and that is the most important thing. I remember when I am talking old times right now, when Ren and Stimpy show appears. all people was like, what is that? What is that? This nasty, ugly animation that we get used to Tom and Jerry, Scooby-Doo, things like that, very beautiful. And sometimes this eruption of this weird draws, but it was a success. It was a huge success. Why? Because the story behind, because they were intended to be like that. And that is that people don't get. People think that some people who create things, they do it in that way, I mean, with one style or another, because they cannot do it in another way. And that is not true. That is not true. It's like Picasso, you know, people who doesn't know the story of Picasso, they say, oh, he cannot paint. The truth is that this guy, when he has 5 years old, he could paint like the master, you know, hyper realistic things. So for him, it was very boring. So it was like, nah, I am going to create another world. And that is what we are losing right now with all the industry trying to force to create all the people the same standardizing things, you know. But
we have to stop it here. We are at our limit, so it will cut us automatically. But I owe you a second part to discuss all these things. Ήταν ζάχαρη και μέλι αυτό το podcast του Βαγγέλη. Περιμένουμε τη γνώμη σας στα σχόλια μαζί με τις ερωτήσεις σας. Νέο ραντεβού περίπου σε 2 εβδομάδες.